Is the hood too much? I don't think it is. I think the hood is just enough, although it's not sitting right. I'm going to do a reenactment of the beautiful union between my children's mother and who I've known since I was 15, and her husband. And I'm going to try and get a thing where we can maybe extrapolate into what happens when a bunch of people start collectively playing a video game together. Now, I don't use a phone anymore because it broke, and I'm in the process of explaining how that the size of the phone is has created this effect, the actual size of it. Because, and I'm using this is a Bible, this is the New Testament, Psalms and Proverbs, just a little pocket. This is what, for the majority of the last 2,000 years, people would look at. Now, you'll notice one thing that people, it's a kind of a bit of a joke to do with Bibles, is that there's no pictures in it. And I guess that's because pictures are a complicated thing. And so there's just words in here. And this is like the majority, the last 2,000 years at least, of our culture existed of people would meet and they would share discussion about this. It doesn't really matter whether this is true, but they didn't look in the book like a menu at pictures of people. I've just turned to Revelation 12:13. And the sea, for the devil has come down to you having great wrath, because he knows that he has a short time. He's got a terribly short time now, doesn't he? Now when the dragon saw that he had been cast to the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth to the male child, but the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, and that she might fly into the wilderness to her place where she is nourished for a time and times and a half from the presence of the serpent. So the serpent spewed water out of his mouth like a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. But the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon had spewed out its mouth. And the dragon was enraged with the woman, and he went to make war with the rest of her offspring who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Anyway, wordy, isn't it? Like a wordy thing. But this is so it's like, imagine this. Imagine how much trouble we talk about Bible religion causing the world. It's a bit of a thing. It's a bit of a thing that people say. They say, oh, religion, blah, 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 blah. Religion causes things, because people have, there's words in here, and they we had fucking gigantic wars between the ability to be able to kind of self-determine or be told these things, right? But these are just words and sayings and things like that. It wasn't a fucking menu for tiny little women to be held in your hand that you then buy, and then you buy them and you buy their children, and you then use the same thing because this is the only communication method. So then you're then looking at their father on the same little thing that you bought the last woman and the children on, and he's saying that you're a criminal, and you're like, no, what a silly fucking thing this is, rah, rah, rah. Do you get what I mean? And then you drink a lot and play fucking Halo and Fortnite and do drugs and drink drive, and then use this thing again to somehow phonograph the police of this video game in some type of Grand Theft Auto fantasy, in which you then try and apply 5 stars to their father and send him to jail and do all this. But you're still in this. You still haven't left this fucking thing that never existed except for the last 15 years. Is anyone starting to think that maybe these phones have had a horrific effect on the world? Because that's short order. This is like, what is it now? 4 years, 5 years max. Like in 5 years, with the help of these phones, you've you've tried to completely circumvent thousands and thousands and thousands of years of stable civilization. Or am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? Big dude who sniffs his own farts vibe. I like, it gets better every time one of your mates reappears here. This is the whole thing. Do you know what like aiding and abetting criminals is, Damo? Do you know what I mean? This is exposure here, just in that. That's what's going on. There's no conversation that's going to be had, I think, that anyone can deal with, because their parents have installed them into a video game and left them unsupervised. Their parents didn't even know where they were. The parents are fucking completely moronic fucking lunatics. And they're all now doing this thing. So we just have to shut the whole fucking thing off. There's only one thing that's ever worked with, you know, if I have children and they get lippy when they're playing a video game, I turn the video game off. And I think that's where the world is now. And then basically, you've all got to explain exactly what the fuck you've been doing for the last 5 years on your little thing there that has done this much damage, that is extended out to the world. You're not just sitting, it's like, think about the argument between children. But he called me a fucking cocksucker. Meh, meh. Like two kids arguing while they're fucking on a LAN fucking link playing fucking Call of Duty, right? If I had one of those little fucking maggots in my house that was getting all fucking worked up over some fucking video game, I don't know what I'd do. But it gets really weird when those people are adults and when those people have stolen children. It gets fucking weird. And as we can see, it's the failure to take any of this shit seriously. This is important stuff. Not at all in alignment with the country. Not at all in it. It's like, why when you start a country do you base it on something like the Bible? Well, mainly because it's a communal like focal point. It's not so much about what's in the Bible, although it is, because it was a Protestant Church of England constitution, country was formed under that. We were already in the thing where we were self-determining this book, okay? But at least there was a book. So then we could offer up a discussion point, like, let's find another one. Psalm 10, why do you stand after, O Lord? Why do you hide in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride persecutes the poor. Let them be caught in the plots which they have devised. Like, that could not be said any better, what I'm doing here. And I just randomly turn to that. That gives me like what people call faith. Do you know what I mean? That's not a video game in which you buy women and children on the internet during what could only now be described as a war, and then fail to, you know, accurately or like fail to actually respond. You send retarded, brain damaged fucking cocksuckers to do this over and over again. Like, all I'm proving is how fucking crazy everything is, how broken everything is. I don't need to prove anything else. That's it. It's like my hypothesis. The phones created a thing in which, like, in certain individuals who are predisposed to like kind of toxic ownership kind of things were lured into a video game in which they could buy women. It's like this already existed. Think about Grand Theft Auto. You get a bunch of dudes that played Grand Theft Auto in which you could go around beating strippers to death on the fucking street, and stealing cars. And then you then give them a device that allows them to basically go and steal women and children. And then you allow them to then use the resources of the entire government against the person trying to acknowledge the fact that this is a fucking video game. Did Putin and Trump enlist your help in ending the war in Ukraine? Did Putin and Trump enlist your help in? It's the weirdest. No, nobody enlisted my help in ending any war. I enlisted my own help in ending the war where I live and exposing the war where I live. That has all been subject to those individuals' strategies and concepts, not those particular individuals. It's more like those generational strategies, because we got to fictitious points where people were playing very, 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 I don't even know, fucking strange games with the realities of the world and how much they could control. And it worked until it doesn't work. This is the problem. It's like it worked, but you're all just holding a phone. So it didn't work. Does your entire Centrelink payments go towards nicotine gum? I'm not on Centrelink. I just can't. It's like, do you know Centrelink didn't exist? When my family got it, Centrelink didn't exist. It wasn't any of these things. You were all scum. Yeah, and like the problem is, for the majority of our history, we would call you scum, right? And you would know. But then that became politically incorrect. So we didn't call you scum. And then you all did exactly what scum do with the help of with this bullshit. And so now we're back at the thing when we have to call you scum again. And it's like, this is just the thing, because you haven't brought anything. You've taken one tiny little slice of one tiny little microbe of some fucking suburban fucking moronic brain damaged fucking cocksuckers fucking perception of what the world is, right? Then you're all doing that collectively, which is what is going to lead to horrific things. You've all been exposed of this because there's no baseline. There's nothing you're actually doing. It's all debt. If I had one of them in my house, if you had one of what in your house? Why are you? Do you understand you're incriminating yourself? How is Sandra coming on? Mate, honestly, why are you here on behalf of a criminal trying to defend him? Why? Like, would that be a smart thing to fucking do? You are all standing on nothing. There is absolutely nothing beneath you. Anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one of them, I would say, is a violent move enacted by Brad Doody onto myself again. So let's fucking start adding them up. How many fucking things do you think I have on that individual that I haven't reported to the police because I don't report things to the police? You know what I mean? Why are you trying to fucking jump into something you don't understand clearly? And something that more than likely, if I was fucking standing in front of you, you wouldn't actually jump in front of anyway. This is the peak insanity of all of you. No one in Australia, up until fucking 5 years ago, starts shit while stealing someone's children and then phones the police and puts an impenetrable thing around them so you can't do anything, right? On phones. When you've gone shopping for a fucking wife on a phone. And then you've done, it's like, on what fucking thing have you done this marriage ceremony on? Is it the Catholic or is it the Protestant? You know, considering that your family, or I'm talking to my children's mother, came here because of a conflict between the Protestants and the Catholics. So it's like, what? These things are all serious. Hundreds and thousands of people have been killed in the last 100 years because of this. You think phones fixed it all? Phones elevated it all. People act horrifically on Grand Theft Auto. You turn the world into Grand Theft Auto, people act horrifically in the world. It just unfortunately took a few years for the entire fucking retarded fucking generation that I'm unfortunately part of to catch up. And our fucking criminally negligent, actually just completely fucking like global fucking terrorist fucking politicians didn't read the room. They didn't perceive that we would autonomously defend our region and expose this utter fucking insanity. Anything basically that's taken place on a phone in the last 5 years, you'd really want to get really strongly fucking, comfortable and secured on what exactly it is you all think you're fucking about to fucking have to explain. Yeah. Basically, having an iPhone in your hand is like in Australia right now, is like having a fucking machine gun in your hand in fucking Berlin after fucking Hitler's just blown his brains out. So open up a fucking history book, yeah, and get one of these, because you're going to have to start praying because you're in a whole lot of shit, all of you. You know what I mean? This is collective fucking treatment for you all, because you're all fucking criminals, war criminals, which is bad. That's worse than being a normal criminal. Yeah. So I'll fucking end, because this is what we do. I'll fucking find Psalm 58. Do you indeed speak righteousness, you silent ones? Do you judge uprightly, you sons of men? No, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh out the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf cobra that stops its ear, which will not heed the voice of charmers, charming ever so skillfully. Break their teeth in their mouth, O God. Break out their fangs of the young lions, O Lord. Let them flow away as waters which run continually. When he bends his bow, let his arrows be as if cut in pieces. Let them be like a snail which melts away as it goes, like a stillborn child of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the burning thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, all in his living and burning wrath. The righteousness shall rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that men will say, surely there is a reward for the righteousness. Surely he is God who judges in the earth. Pretty heavy shit. Jesus, this guy know how to party. Oh, mate, you poor little fool. You poor little fool. There's a thing called normalcy bias, right? This is what's run this whole thing. Go and Google it. Normalcy bias. The problem is, normally what they say is that people are in a state of fucking things are going on, things that have never happened, will never happen. Everything that everyone is doing around you is the normal thing, and you're going in this, and nothing is ever going to disrupt it. That is what you are fucking captured by right now, normalcy bias. I think the entire YouTube audience is died of boredom. I'm not entertaining you, you fuckwit. So go and search normalcy bias, and then imagine what happens if you're part of a fucking criminal fucking army on foreign soil that's now doing this. That's where you need to get to. And that will happen. And then realize that you're more than likely on an iPhone. You're more than likely participating in this scam, in this crime, and that you're somehow thinking that this is tough to do this. I'll use the words of Brad Doody. Put the keyboard warrior shit down, mate. Yeah? That's a keyboard. When you type like that, that's a keyboard. When you speak like this, I don't even use the keyboard. I use it to fucking to log it in. So I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to fucking warn you about what's coming. Yeah, and it's going to be pretty fucking serious because these are serious fucking crimes. And basically, it's like, if you're participating in this, the first thing I'm going to ask is exactly more fast. What the fuck? Cool. All right. That'll do for today. I have a real problem if people are actually just retarded, because we could be dealing with like lead poisoning or something like that. There could be an entire fucking between lead poisoning, the fucking drugs we've been exposed to, and our phones. I don't know what to do with this fucking entire cohort of degenerates. It's but I don't know. I'll have a bit of a think about what would send a clear enough message to a bunch of morons that they would pay attention to. That's legal, I guess, in these situations. We don't want to go in like a fucking, you know what I mean? We have to think of long term here. More cross-dressing. Mate, you're cross-dressing right now. You're cross-dressing as a man. But you're being a little bitch. Do you understand that? Right. Well, as you know, I guess something's going to have to happen now. What a bugger. Yeah, I'm so like, because there's a team, so the team is going to listen, and the team is going to react, and I guess the team is going to do what the team is going to do to this cohort. And you've got Damo Gillies to thank for all of that.